I agree with you when you say women's egos are fragile and women don't like rejection. Completely agree. But in 2023, women are more bold, they are more direct. There are so many women who do so many things that I wouldn't dream of doing. And to Mistaken's point, back in the day, I think women were taught that men let a man shoot your shot. And yes, we may have been more passive with the signals. I never heard that the choosing signals. Is that
Yeah,
what you
the
said,
choosing.
AP? We were more passive when it came to that, but women are definitely more direct now. Women are more like me, and I've seen women do all kinds of stuff that I'm like, oh, okay, that's how you move. I've
Free
seen
throw, two easy shots.
before my brother got married, I read this note that this girl sent him that I wouldn't have sent that to my husband. It was just
Step it up.
it was ratchet.
Sometimes you gotta step it up. Gotta step it up. That's it.
Yeah, so I do think that we're in a different time.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. I think now because the the market is so competitive that I think it is now where women are in a position where they are becoming much more aggressive with shooting their shot. So I think in some points, women who are subtle, I guess it all depends on the guy though too, who are subtle may miss their opportunity when you have more women that are being much more aggressive in trying to get the male gaze or the male attention. And so I guess now the idea behind, especially if you're old, like I said, in an older age range that we're in, how do you compete in a market where when you're conditioned to, say, you let a guy know that you're interested, but don't be too, you be subtle about it, versus those who are becoming much more aggressive and saying, I'm not waiting for you to see, I'm going to just come to you and let you know that I'm interested.
So in this
Well,
day and age, you got AP.
no, I was just going to ask, what results are these women wanting, and what results are these women getting? Like you like, sure you can shoot your shot, but like I said, it's a free throw. Yeah, it might be good for a night, two, maybe a month, maybe max, but are you getting the results that you want? I would argue that back in the day that the women would at least get the results they want, and they could turn down guys until they found the guy that they wanted, instead of just approaching some random ass dude. Hey, damn, you look good, baby. You sitting here at the bar. Hey, can you buy me a drink? Girl, please. You know what? Matter of fact, let me go ahead and get your first drink. Room 211. Come on up. Let's go. Holla at you. Have a nice day. Like I think that's a very bad decision. I really do.
Okay, so what I was gonna say is I think that this is a unique era because I was talking to somebody the other day, and I think I would be a little more apprehensive of hitting on women in this era. Um, all the Me Too, all of the like getting posted on TikTok for working out, and then somebody say you looking at them while you working out. Like eye contact was a big thing. Like when you flirt with somebody, if you can't even look at people, let alone approach them, how are you genuinely supposed to meet? Like I know people say online dating this thing. I couldn't do that. Like I'm a vibe. Like I got to meet you in person. You know what I'm saying? So you can feel all my energy and presence. That's my go-to. I don't think online would ever translate well for me. I'm not gonna be
That's a
taking
fact.
pictures of nothing, you know what I'm saying, and flexing because that ain't what I do. You just have to see me living in life, and then you appreciate it or you don't. And how can you like just you really gonna have to be more forward nowadays? The whole data market changed. But what you describe, AP, I can see how that could not go all the way right because that could be a little too forward. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a way you can play it where you flirting and it's obvious you flirting, but you're not just putting it on the table, but at the same time you putting it on the table, but you're taking it off, and it's a cat and mouse. So you can throw the string out there, and then get him to engage, and then you can. But make sure you let them know you ain't running for real. But you know what I mean.
Marcus, I think you hit the nail on the head, right? I think a lot of times when we talk about this shooting the shot, especially when we're talking about women shooting the shot, we talk about one extreme where they're so subtle that men are missing the signals, or they're so forward that all they're signaling is sex, right? But there's like this whole middle ground in between where it's playful, where it's engaging in real conversation, where, there's a little bit of subtlety, but still, like interest, right? Like, I don't know how many times I've heard men say, I didn't realize this woman was interested. I thought she was just being nice or just being, especially if that man is attractive, especially if that man is attractive. He can't tell the difference of if you're just being cordial or if you're actually being flirting, if you're too subtle. But those men, because they're pursued so often, are also very easily turned off by women who just lead with too much too quickly, right? There's still a way to still be feminine and still engage without putting absolutely everything on the table within the first three sentences. And I think to expect one extreme or the other is not always
I think. Go ahead. Say that last part again, Enos. You went out.
I was
Out again. Oh, we'll give her 2 seconds to see if she'll come back. Oh, dang.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Go ahead now.
Can you hear me now? Okay, right. So I was just saying that to expect one extreme or the other is not only it's not only like unproductive, it's impractical, right? It's unrealistic and impractical. But somewhere in the middle of being your authentic self but still being playful and flirty is really where that sweet spot is. You're not too forward, but you're not playing too hard to get where this man is questioning if you're interested or not.
So if you and I'm thinking back how I was about 10 years ago. I was about 30, right? If you came up to me, and even no matter how subtle you are, once you approached me, my mind said, "I'll bet it's on." That's really what I thought. So I can play this game with you. We can do this little banter back and forth, and we can chop it up. As soon as I make you laugh, it's a wrap. Like my mind is not hasn't gone long term relationship. My what I thought is like shit, even if it take a month, I'm gonna bust this down. Like that's real. Like the if I don't have to work for it, is it worth it?
Yeah,
Like
I mean, I
and
think
that's really the way I see it. If we don't have to work for it, is it worth it? So probably
no, that
not. That
doesn't mean
means
you
I'm
don't have
gonna.
to work for it. It just means she's taking the initiate. She's initiating the conversation. She's shooting her shot, but that doesn't mean that she's just gonna be going all in.
She's already. So for her to come up to me, she already finds me attractive. That's what I know. Number one.
You all right?
So as soon as I know that, the rest is up to my lip service. Because I'm like you've taken care of a whole bunch of it for me just by approaching me. You've taken care of a whole bunch of things that were question marks in my mind where I would have to steer a conversation in order to find out more about you. Now I don't even have to know really anything except, oh, okay, you find me cute. All I got to do is make sure I have a brain in my head, make you laugh a little bit, make you chuckle, and the rest is a wrap. Like it is really that simple. Now, on the other hand, if you're giving me like we catch eye contact, you're giving me that choosing signal, hey, come over and have this conversation with me. That's a different animal because then I have to steer the conversation. I have to ask the right questions. I have to be engaging. Otherwise, you're the one that's kind of the other way around. You're the one that's kind of moving the conversation. I'm letting you talk, get through it, and it's like bet, cool. And in my mind, I've already decided how long it's actually going to take through the conversation to get your draws.
I call
Like
cap.
I'm being real with you.
I
Like
call cap too. Maybe that's just we can't say
you
because
shitting
maybe
me?
that's just the way AP does his.
Well,
Okay.
oh, in this space, a lot of guys were saying that though too. That well, I think all guys kind of like what AP was saying. What one of the things is that what they were saying in this space, most guys, well, just about all guys, that whether I guess it doesn't even matter whether you approach or they approach, the end result is that they want them draws one way or the other. So I think that part, but I think what AP is saying is if you approach in his mind, and maybe a lot of guys think like this too, that in his mind, I know my end result is I want those draws. But if you approach me first, that makes me think that it's going to be an easier or shorter amount of time for me to get those draws because now I know you're interested.
It's
Gotcha.
definitely a quicker path.
Well, we'll
So
see.
Because I won't say that women don't approach. I won't say that because they do. And that's an easy path. It's like this is not something I'm making up. Like this is just the way it is. You come up to me like not now because I think different at 40 than I did at 30. Let's
Okay.
be very clear on this.
I agree. That it does change.
Um, but you would approach me like if you approached me, I like my history tells me that that is a fact. Like bet, cool. But when you make me work, I am way more interested in you. I'm more interested in what you got going on. I am more interested in how you're living. I'm more interested in your family because I'm digging that information out of it.
All right. That
But if
makes
you come up to me, my mind said easy, bet, cool. Free throws.
so that make perfect sense to me. But I think I'm the opposite because like, I don't be liking to play a lot. Like if because I kind of feel like if you like me and we vibing, then I'm not gonna hold it against you as far as moving forward. You know what I'm saying? I get why you because a lot of my homies feel that same way, like the exact same way. Like no,
But do
she
you
like.
feel like that now that you live life and you're older, or did you feel like that when you were your younger self?
I think I always felt that way.
Okay.
I think I always did. I can't really remember that far back exactly. You know what I'm saying, that emotion, but over the last 15 years and me thinking about it, yeah, because one day Ricky was saying you're not that handsome, you're not that swaggy, or you don't got XYZ, so don't expect that women just do something just for you. And I was thinking in my mind like I must have bought into the delusion, so because I kind of believe that, you know what I'm saying. So I wouldn't hold that against her because like I just want to hold it against her. I listen to the list of the things that the women would say that they were attracted to. I'm like, okay, maybe not 100%, but I'm close. If not, you know what I'm saying? So I shouldn't have that much trouble. So I don't know. I just never hold it against a woman that was attracted to me like that.